Hello everybody, and welcome to this month's video. You are most likely watching this in October. Unless you're a patron, then you probably watched this in September. If you'd like to join us on Patreon, I post all the videos here early, so if you'd like to see them early and before everyone else, you're welcome to join us over there. No pressure, but we'd love to have you, and I always appreciate my patron support. So with that, let's get started. Today, because it's October or September spooky season-esque, I thought I'd kind of ring in the season with some witchy drawings. I hope that's okay with you. If not, I don't know what to tell you. This is my page and I'm allowed to do that, so sorry, I guess. Okay. I always talk about this in my video, but I'm using my Louise Carmen notebook cover, and then I'm using some, where's this, Moleskine Cahir, whatever, notebooks. I don't love them. I probably won't be drawing with them in the future, but they're okay. They just have a lot of ghosting, and I can't draw with fountain pens, so I don't love to draw with them. I'm using a Slicky pen here, which is pretty nice. I just like a thicker pen when I'm drawing, and this doesn't hold up well with that. There's a lot of ghosting, a lot of smudging, so I will probably be switching out in the future, but this is pretty good for like writing or notes or graphite pencil, light pen work. I just need something a little sturdier. So if you have any recommendations for that, please let me know. I got very into sewing in the past couple months. I've never really been someone who sews. I've been into embroidery for a while, but sewing has always kind of intimidated me from, you know, just the cost of it and like it seems painful. It's not, but it seemed like, you know, it seems scary. And it's actually been a really fun journey to learn how to sew. I'm terrible at it, but I made my own costume this year for Halloween. I'm going as kind of a cottagey witch. If I post this later in the season, I'll put a little picture somewhere. Yeah, but I made my own costume this year, and I'd love to hear what you're being for Halloween if you're dressing up, or if you have kids, if they're dressing up as anything, I'd love to hear what they're being. Yeah, let me know. I'd also love to hear if you're excited for fall at all. I am very excited. I love fall so much. It's my favorite season. I do not like winter, though. I am definitely a, you know, fall lover. I love how cozy it is. I love all the food that you can have during fall, all the treats, all the holidays. I think fall is really fun, but winter, winter gets to me. I do not like the cold at all. I really just, yeah, the cold and the dark and everything, it's not great for me during those months. I usually struggle with everything during those months, especially when it gets to like March, February, March. I guess spring is probably the hardest part for me when it's, you know, March and it's still cold. I can't stand it. But I'd love to hear what your favorite season is if you don't like a season. I know a lot of people don't like summer. I personally really like summer because I live in the Chicago area, so everything is always pretty cold. So when it is nice, I love being outside. The weather here during the summer is usually really nice. This year it was extremely hot. I don't know if it was extremely hot where you were, but it was really hot and humid. Usually it's much nicer than that. It's kind of like ideal summer weather most of the time, but this year was gross and humid and hot, and I couldn't even go outside most of the time because it was so hot. I think my wedding day was like 95 degrees. It was a little much to be all dressed up like that, but you know, it was still a great day. But I'd love to hear how you're kind of ringing in the fall season, if you enjoy fall like I do, or even if you don't, how you prepare for fall. I personally love, you know, embracing being spooky. I am a spooky, rhymes with witch. One of the things I love to do is, you know, watch horror movies. I went to go see the new Conjuring movie with my husband, and it was not great, but I did really have a good time watching it. I love the Conjuring series. The first one that came out, I watched it with my mom in the theater. And yeah, it was just kind of crazy that, you know, now I'm watching it with my husband in Chicago. I'm a dog mom now, and I've graduated college and everything. And it's just, the Conjuring movies have been such a staple in my life, and now they're kind of over, and I'm a different person. And it was kind of bittersweet at the end. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it was a little sad. It was a little sweet, and it was nice. It was kind of like this full circle moment. And I'm sad they're over, but you know, it's they also just weren't great anymore. So maybe it was time for it to end. But I am glad that I got to watch those movies with my family and now my husband. Yeah, saying husband is still weird. And if anyone's married out there, does it ever stop being weird? Because so far it still feels like I'm trying too hard when I say husband. Like I really have to think about it. Or that I'm trying to get attention. I promise I'm not. I am married. That's just still weird for me to say. I'm also really looking forward to fall baking. I love, apple and pumpkin spice and pumpkin spice lattes. I really love pumpkin spice, guys. I know that is basic. I love it, like in a sick, disgusting way. Like I would bathe in pumpkin spice. Maybe not that far, but I would. But yeah, I love baking this time of year. If you have any good fall recipes, I'd love to hear them. I love making a lot of squash kind of dishes. I love making stuffed squash. That's kind of a tongue twister. But yeah, let me know what you like to make during the fall. Or if you go apple picking, if you make anything with the apples or have apple cider donuts are some of my favorite foods. I also love to read a lot of kind of spooky books during this time of year. I read spooky books all year round, but especially now it just feels extra kind of cozy. And right now I just finished A Dowry of Blood today. I really loved it. It's definitely not for everyone, and if you do read it, definitely read the trigger warnings. It's a dark book. It's about I think it's Dracula's wives. It's kind of like a retelling from the wife's perspective, and it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of feminine rage, and I think that it's a great read if you're into, vampires or gothic literature. It's very short. I just listened to the audiobook. I think it was only like 5 hours long. It was very short. I don't even know if it was that long. But yeah, I enjoyed all of it. Yeah, it's definitely an adult book, so if you're younger, maybe hold off, but it's worth a read. Yeah, would definitely recommend that one. And if you want me to do any book reviews, I'm doing more writing lately, so if you want me to kind of review books or stories that I think are worth, checking out, because even if you're here more for the animation content, if you want to do animation, understanding story, regardless of what the medium is, it's just so important to do that. And you can learn from anything, even if it's, a comic or a movie or a book or a whatever, there's just always something to learn from it, regardless of what the medium is. I've also started my Stanford class, which has been great. If you didn't see on social media, I am currently enrolled in a novel writing certificate program through Stanford's Continuing Studies program. That's a very big mouthful, but yeah, it's been really great so far. The teacher is amazing and the other students are amazing. Everyone's sharing their work and everyone is so talented. It's been really great just to be in a community of people who take writing seriously and, take my writing seriously. I do a lot of writing for work. I do a lot of ad copy and writing, but I haven't had a lot of time to professionally do a lot of, more creative, not that ad copy isn't creative, but more fiction writing, I guess. Ad copy is a lot more technical. It's a lot of, even though it is a creative way of getting the, point across, it still has a very clear point to it. There's not a lot of room for interpretation. It's much more technical than fiction writing ever is. And I've really been enjoying having the chance to just, be a little freer and let my thoughts run a little wild. And I think it's been good for me to be able to do that. Also, apologies, I think my drawings are a little stiff right now. It's very hard. One of the things they don't tell you when you're an art tuber is that you're gonna struggle to find the position that works for drawing and filming at the same time. Because you have, a camera and a microphone, and you're kind of locked in this small space, and it's very difficult to draw. If you're doing a screen recording kind of video, that's helps out a lot with this. But if you're, locked in on your desk here with all this stuff around you, it's very hard to draw because you're supposed to kind of draw with your whole arm, not just your little wrist here. And it ends up, the drawings end up looking a little bit more stiff if you just draw with your hand. So I think that's what's kind of happening here. But it's good practice anyway. But yeah, apologies if my drawings look a little stiff because they probably are. And one of the goals I have for this whole sketchbook is just to loosen up my hand, just to kind of get free and draw faster. And that's really important when you are an animator or any artist. Just having a looser hand, looser, line is always good. it has a lot more movement. It's easier to kind of convey your ideas. And that's something that comes with practice, just with any of the foundations too. Right now I'm just rambling. As I've said before, I usually just ramble in these videos. I don't really have a script going on or anything. I just kind of go off of what, is happening in my life. And I would love to hear what's happening in your life too. Like, I don't want this to be a one-sided conversation. I definitely want to hear what's happening with you. I feel like I'm always kind of having an art session with some friends when I'm in these. So I'd love to hear what's up with you. What are you doing? Are you starting school? I'm starting school, or I did start school again, which is which is crazy just because I feel like I haven't been in school in a long time. But yeah, I'd love to hear what's going on with you. And I think I'm just going to let the video play for a while and just get this sketchbook spread done. And I hope that you'll stick around and maybe work on your own creative projects, whether that's drawing or if you have another creative endeavor you're working on with me on the background. I would love to be your art buddy, your art accountability buddy. So yeah, feel free to grab an art project and let's be creative for a little bit. And I hope you all have a great creative day. Okay, here we go.